The world is not something outside of you. It is the echo of your own being, flowing outward, reflecting what you carry within. Sit for a moment in stillness. Breathe, beyond the noise of duties and doubts, beyond the restless chase of must and cannot. A whisper rises, not through the ears, but through the heart. A delicate, ancient call. This voice is not from outside. It is your own forgotten essence, waiting, longing, calling you home. If you pause and listen, you will feel it, not words, but a vibration, not a command, but a remembrance. You are not a fragment of life. You are its source, its pulse, its radiant center. Every vision you dare to imagine is not fantasy, but a seed already alive within your soul. The mirror of the world only shows what you hold inside. Every encounter, every circumstance is a mask worn by your own thoughts and feelings. Life plays the script written in silence by your heart. Recall the times when you knew without effort that things would unfold in your favor. The world bent, not because you forced it, but because your state of being sang so strongly that reality could not help but follow. This is not manipulation. It is alchemy of the soul. Imagination is not escape. It is the sacred workshop of creation. To turn inward is not selfishness. It is returning to the inner temple, where silence reveals your true name. Here, in this stillness, you hear your heart, not as flesh, but as the center of existence. Attention is not merely focus. It is power. Where it flows, reality forms. Direct it to fear, and shadows appear. Direct it to love, and light is born. Every longing that rises within you is not accident, nor whim. It is a divine impulse, a spark from the infinite within, showing you the path of your becoming. Your task is not only to hold it, your task is to nurture it, to water it with faith, to protect it as one protects a fragile flame, until it grows into form. Do not wait for signs outside. Do not beg the mirror for proof. Feel it now. Walk as if the dream is already alive in your breath, in your body, in your voice. This is not hope. This is certainty, not prayer for what might come, but union with what already is. You are not a shadow chasing approval. You are the architect of worlds. The light that projects the reflection, the silence from which life speaks. Every fear, every doubt, is the same creative force turned against yourself. Every desire is an invitation to trust the God within you. The world is you, not metaphor, not symbol, but the very anatomy of consciousness. Change does not come from fixing the reflection. It comes from tending to the light. And when you return to this truth, you no longer hunger for fragments of love. You taste your own wholeness. You remember, you are the source. You are the temple. You are the creator becoming aware of itself. He spoke with a radical simplicity. Imagine what you desire, he said. Feel it as if it has already blossomed within you. Let that feeling fill every corner of your being, and it will become law, not a request, not a plea, but an inner decree, to which the outer world bends like grass to the wind. The mind resists, trained in struggle, but the heart, tired of waiting for someday, recognizes it instantly. It feels like returning home. I know the taste of doubt, the restless chase for proof, the habit of reaching outward. But each time I chose to return to the state of fulfillment already alive within me, something shifted, not always at once, but always with precision. Gratitude is not words, it is the act of using the gift you already hold, imagination. Every time you turn from the noise outside to the sacred reality within, you honor the divine spark in yourself. This is the true prayer. Not asking, but recognizing. not hoping, but remembering. When you act from your center, life itself changes tone. Your steps carry magnetism. Your choices no longer repeat the past, they create anew. Each moment is an offering. You feed either fear or faith. You water either doubt or vision. Never both. This is why every choice is sacred. Each is an act of creation. When you focus inward, you do not dim the light of others. You become a flame that lights their way. The world does not need saviors. It needs those who remember, those who live from their essence, quietly, powerfully, truly. And this remembrance is freedom, the freedom of being the source, not the shadow, the creator, not the victim. Joy, abundance, love. These are not prizes to earn, but the original vibration of the soul. If they are absent, it is only because we turned away from the source within. When attention flows inward, when the mind rests from chasing approval, awakening begins. Not as abstraction, but in the body, in the pulse, in the mirrors of life around you. Inside lives everything, answers, paths, futures waiting to be born. And when you return to yourself, you become the fountain from which the world drinks. Then the impossible bends, time softens, and what you thought distant begins to arrive. Live as if the wish is fulfilled. This is not fantasy, it is alignment. When you embody the state of already being, the world rearranges with quiet obedience. Imagination is not escape. It is the mechanism of creation. It works with or without your awareness. But when used with intention and devotion, you become not observer, but architect. Circumstances are only echoes of yesterday. Today is the seed of tomorrow. What you embody now, you will meet later. I remember choosing peace in the middle of uncertainty. Fear knocked, yet I whispered to myself, I am safe. All is unfolding perfectly. And then, solutions appeared where logic had none to offer. Do not fight the present. Do not resist what is. Choose instead to feel what you long to experience. Logic cannot understand this, but logic is not the creator. Imagination is. Each moment of attention is a sacred offering. Do not scatter it. Return to yourself. Again and again. Live from the state of completion, and reality itself will bend. The true test is not when life aligns, but when it does not. Can you feel whole when you seem alone? Can you feel abundance when pockets are empty? Can you feel love when no one stands beside you? If yes, you have already won. The rest will follow. Even in sleep, carry the feeling. Not as fantasy, but as natural breath. In that sacred rest, you step into the temple of creation. And the world, as it always does, answers to the vibration you keep. These were seeds, whispered into the silence of the night, and with dawn, tender. Sprouts would rise, sometimes unseen, yet always precise. Every evening was an invitation to dissolve into the feeling that everything already exists. No waiting, no questions, only presence. Night is the threshold to the inner soil, the subconscious fertile earth where every vibration, every emotion takes root. Not magic, law, essence, truth. What you seek is already within. It is not tomorrow, it is now. All that remains is alignment. If you can dwell in that state long enough, reality itself will bow. This is how it was spoken. This is how it was heard. This is how it was lived. And what I can say now, only this: it is real. The world is reflection. Every scene before your eyes, your own being poured outward. Change within, and everything shifts. It was not spoken from a stage, but as one who had walked barefoot on this same path, who had once closed their eyes and dared to believe, not imagination alone, but the pulse of embodiment, to feel it through the skin, through each cell, through every breath vibrating with the truth, I already am. And in that vibration, the fabric of perception bends. The body hums with a living certainty, rewriting the silent codes of existence. The soil of the mind softens at the edge of sleep. It receives the seed of a fulfilled desire. And such a seed must grow, not because it might, but because it is law. I felt it myself. Nights when all seemed against me, and yet, if I laid down in the certainty of completion, the morning carried a calm could not explain. Nothing outside had shifted, yet inside something vast moved, and soon the world followed. The inner does not ask whether a scene is real. It only knows what is lived as real. And that becomes the blueprint. Awakening then is remembrance, not of what was, but of who you already are. Breathe it, walk with it, act from it. Imagination is the workshop of creation, not metaphor, but law, the space where the unseen is drafted into form. And when used consciously, you cease to be a victim of circumstance. You become its architect. When you stop dreaming, the soul falls silent, not from lack, but from pause. And the soul was born to widen. Focus not for gain, but for the joy of being alive. This is not selfishness, it is service. For in wholeness, your light spills naturally, effortlessly, upon others. No teaching is louder than embodiment, no sermon stronger than living truth. And those around you awaken, seeing themselves mirrored in your being. Do not seek signs, they come, but they are echoes, not the song. Stay in the song, even when the world insists otherwise. That is faith and not religion, but vibrational persistence. Circumstances are shadows, born of yesterday's light. Do not fight shadows, ignite a new flame. And so it happens. Change first subtle, then sweeping, not forced, not begged, but flowing, radiant, alive. To center in your divine essence is to be a channel of creation itself, not striving, just radiating. This is the true miracle, to live from fulfilled desire, to rest in the truth of I am, to breathe as wholeness itself. And when you do, time loosens. It becomes blossom, celebration, unfolding. You are not a fragment of the cosmos. You are its heartbeat, its center. And in that sacred centering, all is possible. So I choose now, not to struggle, not to wait, not to hope, but to remember, to feel, to be. For this is truth. And when you live it, the world bends as a mirror of your freedom.